We had a Tupac conversation.
How did that go?
It's funny, man, and I hope Jimmy don't want to head up fade because I'm talking about this, but I feel like that's my brother.
And you just use something in the box. They just use something in the box. From 1996.
It's all coming to light, y'all. Akon and 50 Cent are opening up about how Jimmy Henchman allegedly framed Keefe D for Tupac's tragic murder. For years, Keefe D has been blamed for Pac's death, but now these two hip-hop legends are revealing who might have really been behind it, and it's looking messier than ever. For decades, Dwayne "Keefe D" Davis has been the name most associated with Tupac's murder. Currently locked up in the Clark County Detention Center in Las Vegas, Nevada, Keefe is facing murder charges for Tupac's 1996 drive-by shooting. He's the only person ever charged in connection to the crime. But what if I told you Keefe might not actually be the one responsible? Allegedly, Jimmy Henchman is the real mastermind, and Keefe could have been set up to take the fall.
I got something to say. They're not only ugly on the outside, but they're ugly on the inside.
This is where Akon and 50 Cent come in, because they've both had run-ins with Jimmy Henchman and know how ruthless he can be.
Now, you brought up Jimmy Henchman. Yeah. Going through a tough time is the understatement. That's about as much as I could muster up to say about it.
No matter how you look at it. Look, I'm from Southside Jamaica, Queens.
Jimmy Henchman's beef with 50 Cent runs deep, and it's no secret how far he was willing to go. Things kicked off in 2005 when 50 Cent publicly dropped the game from his label during a live Hot 97 interview. At the time, the game was managed by Jimmy Henchman, and Henchman wasn't about to take the disrespect quietly. A heated argument followed. Shots allegedly rang out, and things only got uglier from there.
You can't do an interview inside of Hot 97.
Right.
Because I think it was like that building was part of like some...
It was Viacom or some shit.
Well, no, it wasn't Viacom. It was like part of like some union or something.
By 2007, the drama reached a boiling point when Henchman's 14-year-old son got jumped by G-Unit members Tony Yayo and Lodi Mack. Henchman retaliated hard, escalating the violence. It all came to a head while 50 Cent and Akon were filming the music video for their track, I'll Still Kill. According to Tony Yayo, Henchman and his crew allegedly showed up armed, intending to take out 50 and his team.
On the paperwork, and Henchmen and them were supposed to come through, and I guess they gun jammed, but we had God on that side, and they backed out on the hit.
Later on, Tony Yayo and Lodi Mack were convicted, Yayo receiving community service, while Fletcher, aka Lodi Mack, served jail time. A few weeks after Fletcher was released from prison, he was gunned down, and all fingers pointed back to Henchman. Allegedly, Henchman orchestrated the hit as revenge for what had happened to his son. In March 2015, Henchman was convicted of commissioning Fletcher's murder and sentenced to life plus 20 years. However, in November 2016, the conviction was overturned.
But listen, at the end of the day, when the kid got slapped, right? It's all fair and war. You already know what's gonna go.
Yeah.
You know, for anybody who got kids, I understand.
This incident was one of the first glaring signs that Henchman wasn't the kind of person to take any disrespect lightly. But Fletcher's case wasn't the only violent episode tied to Henchman. Many allege that he was also linked to the 1994 shooting of Tupac Shakur at Manhattan's Quad Studio. This non-fatal shooting is often regarded as the spark that ignited the infamous East Coast versus West Coast beef, which eventually led to the tragic deaths of both Tupac and Biggie Smalls. Dexter Isaac, who is currently serving a life sentence for unrelated charges, admitted that he was the one who shot and robbed Tupac that night. According to Isaac, he was hired by none other than Jimmy Henchman, who allegedly paid him $2,500 to rob Tupac. Isaac later broke his silence, saying, "Jimmy, I have kept your secrets for years. Now I would like to clear up a few things because the statute of limitations is over, and I'm tired of listening to your lies. In 1994, James Rosemond hired me to rob Tupac Shakur at the Quad Studio. He gave me $2,500 and kept some of the jewelry for himself." While Isaac came forward with this explosive confession, Henchman walked away unscathed, never being officially charged for the incident. It seems that, once again, Henchman managed to stay one step ahead by throwing someone else under the bus. And there were even reports that Jimmy paid someone to R-word Pac while he was in jail.
And an associate of Jimmy point blank told me in a conversation that they had him abused in jail.
Even Henchman himself later confessed to orchestrating the robbery, yet nothing was done to him. According to reports, Jimmy Henchman admitted during a Queen for a Day session, a government deal allowing suspects to confess knowledge of certain crimes without facing prosecution for them, that he had orchestrated the 1994 robbery and shooting of Tupac at Quad Studio. This move let Henchman reveal his role without any additional charges sticking, thanks to the statute of limitations on the crime having expired. Despite the confession, Henchman walked away untouched, avoiding any further punishment while others like Isaac took the fall. This pattern of staying one step ahead by cutting deals or shifting blame has become a recurring theme in Henchman's legacy. Tupac even seemed to know the truth, rapping about Henchman's involvement in Against All Odds, but it's clear that Henchman's ability to dodge accountability is a skill he's mastered. Despite his alleged involvement, Jimmy Henchman might still find a way to walk free while leaving Keefe D to face the consequences behind bars. Allegedly, before Donald Trump left office in 2020, he had promised to pardon Henchman. According to affidavits filed in U.S. District Court, Trump even assured the Brown family during a phone call that Henchman would be home for Christmas. However, since Trump wasn't re-elected, the pardon never materialized, leaving Henchman's attorneys to argue that he's being unconstitutionally imprisoned. Now, with Trump back in office, it seems like that pardon might actually happen, and Henchman could be walking out of prison as a free man. Allegedly, Henchman isn't planning on letting things slide, with rumors swirling that he might go after Akon and 50 Cent to settle old scores and finish what he started. What do you think about Jimmy Henchman possibly walking free while Keefe D remains locked up? Do you believe this pardon might finally come through? And if so, what could this mean for Akon and 50 Cent? And let's not forget, how does all of this tie back to the long-standing conspiracies surrounding Tupac's case? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, and check out the next video on your end screen for even more jaw-dropping stories straight from the world of hip-hop and Hollywood.